It's teacher's time. This subject is about soul food. Traditionally, even when I was a little boy, we came from the South, from Georgia. We grew up with what was called or termed as soul food. Soul food was just the food that black people typically cooked in the South, particularly. And soul food consisted of a variety of things: fried chicken, fried fish, baked potatoes, yams, macaroni and cheese, lasagna, all of the greens that you could imagine: collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens. And we had a vegetable that we were accustomed to fixing or preparing called a rutabaga. A lot of people don't know what that is today. They are still around, but most of the younger generation are not familiar with the rutabaga. It's in the onion family, or the turnip family, if you will. And we had barbecue ribs, of course, pork ribs, and even during that time, they made chitlins and hog maws and oxtails and neck bones and various other black people's type meals from the South, traditional meals. And then oftentimes they would make a large pitcher of iced tea. That iced tea was full of sugar, sweet tea, and it was good. Our food was good. As a matter of fact, according to most of us, it was wonderful. It was excellent. But never did we ever realize and or know that soul food over the years, throughout the past several decades, 50, 60, 70 years, had been killing us. Yes, true story. I have lost more friends, more relatives to heart disease, cancer, and various other conditions, hypertension, of course, and diabetes. And sometimes we think things just happen. No, things happen for a reason. Cause and effect. I found out through my studies as I was growing up as a young martial artist and a practitioner of health and wellness and well-being and studying natural medicine and herbs, that we had it wrong. Soul food was not good for our soul. Even though it tasted good, even though it smelled good and it looked good, and on picnics and family reunions, it was what we were all accustomed to. But it was killing us and has been killing us for decades. So what I'm saying to you, and I know it's going to cut against the grain with a lot of people today, this statement that I'm making to you is that soul food is not healthy if you don't prepare and or cook it healthy. Anything nowadays, thank God for the advent of the internet and people doing more research, myself doing research over the years, and just doing things now, you have to use critical thinking. You have to read ingredients. When you buy food products in a grocery store, they don't want us to. They put the ingredients in such small writing that you can barely see it, and you need a magnifying glass to read it, because they really don't want you to know how to be healthy, how to eat healthy. Who doesn't want you to know? The FDA doesn't want you to know. The food manufacturers don't want you to know, because they are not selling you food. They're selling us a product. Let's back up again. You mean, brother teacher, they're not selling us food? No, they're selling us food-like products. There are some foods contained therein, but a lot of it has been denatured. We have been bamboozled. All for the dollar. Not for us. They want our dollars. have always wanted our dollars. So the food industry is benefiting from us and our ignorance and our lack of study and our lack of research and critical thinking and common sense. So let me back up again, and I'll say this to you, and I've said it in time past many times. The purpose of food is to provide nutrition. It is to help to promote good health and to sustain our lives as long as we possibly can on this planet. That's the purpose of food. You're supposed to be healthy. And you know what? The things that you eat are not supposed to kill you. Real food does not do that to you. But artificial food, with all of the unnatural preservatives and the sugars and the enhancers and so forth, that's not biologically friendly to our bodies, that's going to kill us and has been killing us over time. So this may not have been the message that you wanted to hear or you want to hear, but it's the truth anyway. And I'm going to say this to you. Usually, most people, when you impart this type of information to them and they begin to turn against you, it's because they enjoy what they're doing. They enjoy the poisonous food products that we have been consuming for years because it tastes good. The scientists that create these concoctions, they know what your taste buds like, and they know how to keep you hooked, and they continue to produce these things so that they can have profit. That's it, and that's all. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your health. If they did, they wouldn't do what they're doing. Now, so ultimately what's going to happen, and what does eventually happen, is when you get sick and when you are diagnosed with some condition, some malady, or some illness and cancer, you're turned over to the hospital where they begin to give you even some more poison in the form of pharmaceutical drugs that your body doesn't recognize. And in other words, it's going to cover the symptoms, whatever you feel, when you feel uncomfortable, when you're experiencing pain, when you're experiencing headaches, discomfort, and you're not at ease. They're going to give you something to mask it, to cover it. But you have to go to the root cause, what's causing the problem in the first place. But guess what? We would not have a problem if we didn't consume poison. Are you listening to me? Have you listened to this video? As brief as it is, think about it. You can't sell food unless the food can stand on the shelves long enough in the supermarkets. And in order to keep it on the shelves as possibly as long as they can so that they can sell it, they have to put artificial colors, flavors, preservatives in it so that they can sell more of it. And the things that they're doing to our foods is compromising the nature of the food. They're denaturing the food. And then guess what? We come in like sheep to the slaughter and we consume it by the billions and the billions, and then they are making billions off of our ignorance. I hope that this video was beneficial to you. Please note, if you're going to continue to make and prepare what you call soul food, whoever you are, you don't have to be black, but especially black people, make sure that you do your research. Make sure that you are reading ingredients and trying to find the most wholesome and the most natural ingredients as you possibly can, and grow your food, especially your produce, if you are able to. That was it for today. Thank you.